Okay, so today we're going to be talking, it's a short lesson about circles and completing the squares. So I don't think you've seen the formula for the standard form of a circle or the equation of a circle, and it is the following. So it's going to be x, parentheses, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals the radius squared. So, and that is, the center of your circle is at HK, and the radius is R. So you take the square root of whatever's on the outside. So the first part is write an equation of the circle given the center and the radius. So we're literally just going to plug this into that formula. So they usually write the center as C and then an ordered pair. So this is going to be x, and it's a positive 2, so it'll be minus 2 because that's what the formula is. Don't forget the square, plus y minus 5 because the formula is a negative, squared equals your radius squared, so you have to say 9. All right, easy enough. Okay, this next one will be x minus negative 3 or plus 3 squared plus y minus 8 squared equals, what is it going to equal? 81. And then the last one will be x minus 0. Why am I writing this? You don't need a minus. So think about it. X minus 0 squared is the same thing as x squared, isn't it? Yes, it is. So this is just going to be x squared. And then plus parentheses y minus 5 squared equals 1. Next one, write an equation of the circle given the parent and the shifts. So we're just going to put a new vertex in is all you're doing. So if it's shifted left 3, so left 3, you would go, remember it's the opposite because the formula is negative, so that would be plus 3, just like on our parabolas, just like on our absolute value functions. So x plus 3 squared plus y, and then if it goes up 2, remember this one's backwards too. They're both backwards on these squares. So you have to say up 2 would be minus 2 squared, and then the last term stays the same because they didn't tell you anything about the radius. Okay, and this next one would be x, if it's going right 2, that would be minus 2 squared plus y, and down 8 would be up 8, or plus 8, sorry, plus 8 squared equals 64. All right, find the center and the radius of the circle given the equation. So center is going to be at what? Negative 3, positive 3, because they're both backwards. And the radius is the square root of 64, which is 8. Next one, so the radius or the center for this one would be negative 8, and then there's nothing with the y, so 0. And that not equals, the radius equals 11. All right, now this next one is a little bit different. We have to do some configuration. So let's first rewrite this. So rewrite with x and y terms next to each other. Okay, so this, let's say x squared plus 8x plus y squared minus 10y equals 8. Okay, you have to write it that way. Okay, so now we're going to complete the there's two of them, 2 squares. It's kind of fun. So this is going to be like x plus 2 plus, or x squared plus 8x, I'm going to leave a space, plus something, plus y squared minus 10y plus something equals 8, and I'll have to erase this in a bit, that's okay, equals 8 plus something, because we have 2, we're completing the square twice, so we're going to have to add 2 things. And let's write that in there so we don't forget. Okay, let's first talk about the x's, okay? So remember, you're doing b over 2 squared to complete the square. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. 4 squared, this would be 16. So I'm going to have to add 16 over here. Then on the other side, 10 divided by 2 is 5. 5 squared would give you 25. So I'm going to have to add 25 over here. Okay, now let's factor this first group. What would this be? Well, that would be x plus 4 squared. Plus factor this next group. So this would be y minus 5 squared equals, and then that would be, what's 16 plus 8 plus 25? It would be 49, so 49. Okay, so now look, it's in the standard form of a circle, so let's find the center and the radius. We've done all that work, now we can finally answer the question. So the center would be at, actually I don't need that, would be at, remember it's the opposite, -4, 5. And your radius, what is it? 7. Why is it not plus or minus 7? Hopefully you were thinking that it's the distance, or like the radius is distance, so you can't have a negative distance. So that's why it's not the negative version. We only talk about the positive version. Okay, let's see if I can shrink this. Oh, nope, that didn't work. Hold on. Okay, now that I have that done, let's, oh, now it's gonna mess up, isn't it? Great, okay. Should have just left it alone. Sorry, I'm having technical difficulties. Okay, now here we go. Okay, so now again, rewrite. So this will be x squared minus 6x, and I'm just gonna save us some time and leave a space. And this would be plus y squared plus 14y plus space equals 8 plus 2 spaces, right? Okay, factor, or how would you complete the square for the first set of terms? Well, it would be 3 squared, so 9. The next one would be 14 divided by 2 is 7. 7 squared would give me 49. So this would be 9 and 49. Okay, so now we have x, let's factor this first set. That would be x minus 3 squared plus, the other one would be y plus 7 squared equals, this is not a perfect square, it's going to be equaling 66. So last step, let's find our center is at 3, -7, and our radius is the square root of 66. Can I simplify that? I just checked and I don't believe I can, so that will be your answer. We're going to leave it just like that. That's all we have for circles.